What I love about cats is that they are all so very different, and there is this misconception that cats are cats and they're the same and they're so aloof and they don't want people, and that's so not true. And I love to see that come out in them, and to wait for the volunteers and to wait for everybody to see them. It's awesome.
All of these cats, every single cat in this shelter can provide something to somebody. We don't always know what it is, but it's there and all of them matter.
We have about 150 kittens, and that includes mothers that we help through our kitten program. We have, on average, about 25 foster homes that step up. It's amazing to have a kitten come in that's 2 weeks old in a little box that somebody found underneath the bush, and the kitten's cold and hungry and crying, and when they come in here, I say it's like hitting kitten lottery, because they have their best opportunity, their best chance of survival here. We will invest whatever we need to in that kitten. Every life is very important to us.
My name is Margaret, and I'm a foster parent for Safe Haven Kittens. In this case, where I've got a mother and her kittens that we started fostering when they were just 3 days old, we will probably end up having them for about 6 or 7 weeks, maybe a little longer. I don't get a whole lot done after work anymore right now. I usually come in and feed them in the morning after the kids go to school. It really feels great because I know that I can't take in 50 cats and take care of them myself. I don't want any animal to be homeless or hurting or in danger, and knowing that Safe Haven does such a good job of finding good homes for the animals, to be able to help them so they appreciate the way Safe Haven does it.
My name is Liz Moss-Orberg. I am a volunteer and adoption counselor. I firmly believe that there's a person for every cat out there, and there's a cat for every person. When you do work with adopters and you end up at the end of the day sending home a cat with a family, and you just have this feeling like, I know that that cat and that family were meant to be together, there's no better feeling. One of the cats that came was one of the cats that was from the 34 cats from the hoarding situation. And he was really, really energetic cat, really sweet, was a hugger. And every time you opened his cage, he would just put his paws here and hug you. And this family came in with a son who was having some difficulties at school and was feeling bullied at school. And his mom said she wanted him to have a cat because she wanted him to be able to come home to that unconditional love. And they met, Russell was the cat, they met Russell, and immediately the boy and the cat were on the floor together, rolling around. Russell was in his hair and licking his face, and it was just a connection that you would never see anywhere else. And it was immediate, and it was like this boy and this cat belonged together. And they took him home, and you know, they're best friends.
Well, you know, the first maybe 10, 12 years of Safe Haven's existence, we never had any hoarders. We never knew about hoarding. And then all of a sudden, about 8 years ago, hoarding started to pop up on our radar. And since then, we've participated in the last 8 years in about 9 different hoarding situations, partnering with national groups like the HSUS and the ASPCA, and also, you know, on our own.
The cats that came in, the 34 cats that came from that Chatham County situation, I remember they came in with a lot of health issues.
So we were round the clock. The staff was incredibly heroic. People were coming in here at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, round the clock for 2 weeks, and getting medicine into these little guys and hand feeding them so that they wouldn't die. And so on that day, I was the photographer when we came back with those 34 cats, and we brought them into the lobby. So I was photographing everything as we were doing it, and I remember taking his picture, and he was like, I remember that picture, his eyes were like this, all crusty, bloody, pussy. He couldn't even open his eyes. They were so horrible. You know, our staff worked really, really hard to save his eyes, which we did.
My name is Kelly, and this is my new cat, Cass. It's actually short for Castiel. It's the angel that fell in love with humans, and he's incredibly loving with humans. Anyone who walks in the door he loves, so I thought it was fitting. I actually wasn't planning on getting a cat that day. I wanted to look around, meet a couple cats, come back a couple days later. As soon as I saw him, put me in a room with him, playful, super friendly, just wanted to cuddle. He sat right in my lap, let me pick him up, and that was pretty much, I was just like, oh, okay, we got this, we can do this.
Some of the cats that come into the shelter have more extraordinary medical needs than other cats do, but whatever care the cat needs, they're going to get that care at Safe Haven, which is why fundraising is so important, because there's, you know, a certain amount in the budget for medical care, but sometimes you need to go outside of the staff that we have here to, say, an eye doctor or to the NC State Vet School or to a surgeon. They all get that care that they need. They're not turned away because they need more care than another cat. And they're cared for, whether it's going to take a month or 6 months, as long as it takes for them to be adoptable and find a forever home. But that's what we do. That's what Safe Haven does. That's why Safe Haven is here, because just because those cats have medical issues doesn't mean that they don't deserve to live. They don't deserve love. They don't deserve a forever home.